Showman. You want to have it do like an end lick or something? And go into it? Just have it keep going. It's too good. Here we go. Ready?
Hey, what's going on? Joe Coffey here for PremierGuitar.com. We're checking out Essential Sound products, and I'm here with Michael Griffin. Michael, how you doing, man?
Hey, great, great. It's been a great show, man.
Good, good. Hey, everybody's talking about your new power chord. Tell us about it. It's a beast, man. I've seen this thing. It's huge.
You know, it's large in diameter, but it's for the purpose. It's not just made large to look fancy. What's going on is that a standard power chord has 3 conductors, and those large conductors cause distortion in your equipment. Everything from bloated bass to thin mid-range to harshness, stridency that causes listening fatigue in the upper mid-range, closed and boxy sound. It's all related to phase, okay? There's been a lot of attention on the signal side of the equation to eliminate that, but not a lot on the AC power side. What we found is that these larger conductors cause a phase, and that you really need to go with a small conductor. We use a 20 gauge conductor, which has no phase shift till you get to 27,000 cycles. But it's so small now you can't handle enough current, so that's why we use multiple conductors. And what you hear immediately is a clarity that you've probably not heard before in your gear. Just from the first few notes, it's an obvious thing. You also get transient speed, more dynamics, because once you eliminate, you know, kind of phase distortion, kind of robs energy, okay, it's wasted energy. So now that you're getting that more rapid current flow, you get more dynamics, more transient speed. You also get more resolution. You can hear the natural, you know, warmth of the instrument, okay? The guitar will sing more naturally, okay, instead of being truncated. So it's really a wholesale improvement. And we designed the MusicCord from a clean sheet of paper expressly for audio equipment, any audio equipment, whether it's bass, guitar, studio monitors, any audio application. Very versatile.
But it seems a lot of bass guys in particular are gravitating toward this.
Yes.
Am I reading that right?
You are. You are.
Guys,
you know, I kind of feel like we're part of the bass fraternity now. You know, because you know, we were fortunate enough to get a chord in the hands of Victor Wooten over a year ago, and Victor tried it for a couple months. Took like a mini tour for a month, and you know, after that, really started to hear what it was doing. Especially, you know, the modern bass players now are playing much more into the mid-range, where you're getting into the, where you're hearing the tonal effects in that. So you want that resolution, and you want that speed in that. So when you have a guy like that who's, you know, really regarded highly amongst his colleagues, they gravitate and want to check it out. Make sure that if there's any advantage he has, they can equal the score, you know. So
well, I think what it comes down to is the difference. You know, don't you have like a normal power chord? You know, you buy an amp. Well, yeah, here you go. I mean, you buy a normal amp, and it comes with one of these. You look at the difference, whether people understand what's going on or not, and whether they agree. I know a lot of guys kind of dice this up differently, but what it all boils down to is when you use this fat chord, does it make a difference? Can you hear it, right?
Let's take a step back. Let's say that this wasn't even in the equation, okay? I'll put this in my pocket. Let's say we're just looking at the cheap chord that you get with your equipment, and everybody puts this cheap 18 gauge chord in there because it's least expensive, and that's what manufacturers do by and large, okay, unless they have a very high power amp. Now, if you want to get a modest improvement in your equipment, just go get yourself a 14 gauge chord. You'll hear the difference. You'll be surprised at how much difference just be able to get more current to your equipment will make, okay? Now, what we tried to do was take the advantages of an 18 gauge, which has far less phase distortion, doesn't roll off the high frequencies like a 14 gauge, and marry the two. And that's how we actually came up with the concept for the MusicCord. It tries to give you the best of both, the current handling of a 14 gauge chord without the phase distortion, without rolling off the high frequencies.
Are you finding that some people may not follow you? You know, a lot of musicians aren't really engineers. Some of them think they are. You know, are you finding some people being skeptical? Like, yeah, you got to be kidding me. A chord's a chord, right? Why hasn't this been done sooner? You know.
Right. Well, you know, there are a lot of skeptics, and you know, I do the best I can to explain to them. But in general, what I would say is that, you know, music is a very fast, dynamic waveform, AC current, if you will. Okay, and what a lot of people miss is the speed component of the equation. And that's one of the things we addressed. Our chord is fundamentally faster and allowing current to change direction, which AC is doing all the time. So when your amp needs current, it can get it faster. And that's why, a lot of the reason why your amp sounds better. It's not the chord, it's the chord getting out of the way so your equipment can really sound better.
What's it like when you give it to a professional musician, let them demo it, say, hey, A-B this thing, tell me what you think? How does that go down?
It's pretty gratifying. First of all, I'm not a musician. I have to admit that I'm an audiophile. So I've always been concerned about getting the accuracy of reproduction, whatever the artist, whatever's recorded, being able to hear that as accurately as possible. But when a musician tries it, you know, a lot of times they're skeptical too, okay? And once they hear their instrument sounding better, you can just tell they just start grooving better than that, and it's very satisfying to me to be able to make a small contribution to, you know, something that I kind of envy. I wish I could do, you know. So
tell me about pricing.
Cool.
What does one of these cost, and how long are they?
Okay, we've got two models. We have the MusicCord power chord. It's $129.99 for a 2-meter length. We have the MusicCord Pro power chord, which is $179.99 for a 2-meter length. Then we offer 3-meter or whatever length that people want. In fact, we'll custom make a chord as short or as long as you want. There's no extra charge for that. Just you pay for extra cable, or you save money if you don't buy along. The difference between the two is the MusicCord is equivalent to a 16-gauge chord. It's rated at 13 amps. MusicCord Pro is equivalent to a 14-gauge chord, which is 15 amps.
Where can people go online to find out more?
Go to our website at www.essentialsound.com. A lot of information there, and including where to buy.
All right. Michael, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks very much, Joe. Appreciate it.
I'm Joe Coffey. You're watching PremierGuitar.com.